1 Corinthians chapter 12. Now about the spiritual gifts, the special endowments given by the Holy Spirit. Brothers and sisters, I do not want you to be uninformed. You know that when you were pagans, you were led off after speechless idols. However, you were led off whether by impulse or habit. Therefore, I want you to know that no one speaking by the power and influence of the Spirit of God can say, Jesus be cursed, and no one can say, Jesus is my Lord, except by the power and influence of the Holy Spirit. Now there are distinctive varieties of special gifts, special abilities given by the grace and extraordinary power of the Holy Spirit operating in believers. But it is the same Spirit who grants them and empowers believers. And there are distinctive varieties of ministries and service, but it is the same Lord who is served. And there are distinctive ways of working to accomplish things, but it is the same God who produces all things in all believers, inspiring, energizing, and empowering them. But to each one is given the manifestations of the Spirit, the spiritual illumination and the enabling of the Holy Spirit for the common good. To one is given through the Holy Spirit the power to speak the messages of wisdom, and to another the power to express the word of knowledge and understanding according to the same Spirit. To another, wonder-working faith is given by the same Holy Spirit, and to another the extraordinary gifts of healings by one Spirit, and to another the working of miracles, and to another prophecy foretelling the future, speaking a new message from God to the people, and to another the discernment of spirits, the ability to distinguish sound, godly doctrine from the deceptive doctrine of man-made religions and cults, to another various kinds of unknown tongues, and to another interpretation of tongues. All these things, the gifts, the achievements, the abilities, the empowering, are brought about by one and the same Holy Spirit, distributing them to each one individually just as He chooses. For just as the body is one and yet has many parts, and all the parts, though many, form only one body, so it is with Christ. For by one Holy Spirit we are all baptized into one body, spiritually transformed, united together, whether Jews or Greeks, Gentiles, slaves or free. We are all made to drink of one Holy Spirit, since the same Holy Spirit fills each life. For the human body does not consist of one part, but many limbs and organs. If the foot says, because I am not a hand, I am not part of the body, is it not on the contrary still a part of the body? If the ear says, because I am not an eye, I am not part of the body, is it not on the contrary still a part of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where would the hearing be? If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? But now, as all things really are, God has placed and arranged the parts in the body, each one of them, just as He willed and saw fit, with the best balance of function. If they were all a single organ, where would the rest of the body be? But now, as things really are, there are many parts, different limbs and organs, but a single body. The eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need of you, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. But quite the contrary, the parts of the body that seem to be weaker are absolutely necessary. And as for those parts of the body which we consider less honorable, these we treat with greater honor, and our less presentable parts are treated with greater modesty, while our more presentable parts do not require it. But God has combined the whole body, giving greater honor to that part which lacks it, so that there would be no division or discord in the body, that is, lack of adaptation of the parts to each other, but that the parts may have the same concern for one another. And if one member suffers, all the parts share the suffering. If one member is honored, all rejoice with it. Now you collectively are Christ's body, and individually you are members of it, each with his own special purpose and function. So God has appointed and placed in the church for His own use, first apostles chosen by Christ, second, prophets who foretell the future, those who speak a new message from God to the people, third, teachers, then those who work miracles, then those with gifts of healings, the helpers, the administrators, and the speakers in various kinds of unknown tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Do all have the gift of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? But earnestly desire and strive for greater gifts if acquiring them is going to be your goal. And yet I will show you still a more excellent way, one of the choicest graces and the highest of them all, unselfish love.